We do.
You have to run from there in, I don't know.
I was out to
How you doing?
I did. Took off today.
Okay, then we got to,
Stay home in this room.
Relax took a day.
Having good biscuits, good. So we relax. It didn't bother me.
good, how you?
You can give it to Mike.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Sir, what vehicle did you drive? Is that your vehicle with the headlights on out there? No,
Yeah. Somebody still made it.
Hey, man.
So really.
Reginald Lewis. Hey, you know who come see me the other day? Old buddy. Thomas Woody.
Really?
Yeah. All the way from somewhere Columbus.
How did the,
Huh?
You know, me and you graduated together.
I didn't realize that.
That's what's on now.
He went on in the military and done 25 years, I think, in the military, and then got in the postal service. And then finally, got smart enough to retire. Jim's still on today, over 40 years old.
He still looks good, he does. Still looks good.
I told him I still pretty. He used to run track in school. He couldn't take that son of him to baseball. He was a good running boy. Appreciate that. Anything like that? Just daddy. regular scheduled meeting of Sneads Town Council now come to order. We'll make note of those, President, please. And I'd ask everyone if you would stand, let's say pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Don't mind the main stand, I want to ask Mr. Kim if you would lead some work, correct?
Lord, we thank you for this day that you allowed us to see. And Lord, we thank you for this great time that we live in. Lord, we ask you to continue to bless all of us and all of the citizens of this town. Lord, we thank you for the rain that you've given us, because Lord, we know that we need it. And Lord, we just continue to ask you to bless each and every one of us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, thank you. All right, at this time we'll enter into a public hearing, is that correct? Okay, and the resolution number will be number 26-04, increase of rates. You want to speak on that?
Yes. I'll read it by title first.
Okay.
A resolution of the Town of Sneads, Florida, providing funding for solid waste collection and disposal, animal control and mosquito control spraying for the town by establishing updated rates, providing for updates to the schedule of fees for the town, and providing an effective date.
Anyone out in the audience have any questions or make any comments about what she just spoke about, rate increases?
Yes, sir.
You will step to the podium, please.
Thank you for the opportunity. First and foremost, I guess I've already talked with briefly with Danielle, and my question still is why. I understand the cost is what she explained to me, but the other question I asked is, have we done everything that we can do and I said have y'all done everything that you can do as far as looking at the budget to see if we can do anything there before we pass this tax on, or whatever you want to call it, raising it and putting the burden on the people. It's enough. I won't say we're struggling, but it is tough. And then we're still being passed down with more expenses. First and foremost, can we do everything? Can we look at the budget first? Like I said, I spoke with Danielle, and I think we said, well, maybe next year we can look at the budget, but what about this year? What about now? Can we wait to increase the taxes next year until we look at the budget? Can we do that? And, instead of the first thing we do is just hit us with a tax again. We've been hit with some taxes, and we're getting hit with taxes all across, from everywhere, from the top all the way down. We need some help. I pay $5.25 for a gallon of gas. I understand. Everybody needs some help. We don't need to take the playbook of what our president is doing. We need to try to help each other at this level, right here, because we're right here. We got to get together and plant gardens, whatever we need to do, but to keep hitting us with taxes, I ain't the poorest man in Sneads. I don't believe I am. But at the same time, I don't want to go hungry. I don't want my family to go hungry. And we keep getting hit with taxes. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Grant, you want to make any comment on what his opinion is
Well,
on that?
The big thing is that these are what we call enterprise funds. They stand alone, and they're supposed to be funded with the fees that are charged to the people that use the services in this garbage collection and mosquito spraying in particular. There's been several years since there was another rate increase on either of those items. The amount of money that we were taking in for the mosquitoes didn't even cover the cost of the chemicals this year. So we still got a pump sprayer that needs to be maintained, truck that needs to be used. We really need a new truck, but we're putting off on that to keep the fee as low as we can. And then on the garbage, we were losing money on that. The town can't operate at a loss on any of its enterprise funds, water, sewer, gas, our garbage, mosquito spraying, fire department, that kind of stuff. You know, we've got to generate enough income to operate at least to break even, and that's pretty much where we're going.
Okay, so,
And it's not a tax, it's to cover the cost of what the service costs us. I think last year, we took in about $4,000 on the 50 cent that we had on the mosquito spray. And when we bought the last batch, it was like $11,000 for just the mosquito spray. So we're losing several $1,000s, not counting overtime, gas to drive, I mean, a lot. So we're just trying to make it pay for itself. That's all we're trying to do. We're not trying to make any money off of it.
okay, so as far, let's touch on the mosquito spray, and that, probably not time, probably about to be up. But on the mosquito spray, a vast amount of people don't think the mosquito spraying is effective. I don't know. But I do know whichever way the wind blowing, that's the only way the mosquito spray is going. So if the mosquito spraying is going to be effective, it's gonna have to be a little bit different than just riding down the middle of the road. The mosquitoes are in the woods, so the woods are gonna need to be, but whichever way the wind blowing is the way the mosquitoes, the spray is going. Can we do away with the mosquito spray? As far as, and again, I asked about the budget. Have we looked into the budget to, and if what you said to me is saying we can't use the budget to help with what's going on with this cost, then okay, I have nothing else I can say on that. The numbers are the numbers, but we need some help somewhere because we are still, and I'm talking about the constituents of Sneads. We are still being taxed. It'll be another one in a few months or so, more than likely.
But I also want to say that the majority of this is like a little bit for the mosquito spray, and the majority of the other increases for the commercial people that have not gotten a salary, I mean, an increase in their costs in several years, and we're losing money on that. And we looked at every community in the area, probably 10 of them in the area, and Sneads was way low, so we just put us where we could break even and in the middle range of what everybody else is going. If you move to Grand Ridge, Cottondale, Mariana, Graceville, Chattahoochee, everywhere that, you know, all around here, ours are competitive or less than most everybody else's. Because we did a survey, I did a survey of that. I called them and got their rates to see why we were losing money, and it's because we were charging less than everybody else was charging, and we were losing money, and we shouldn't do that. So we moved it into the median area of what the people in the area are charging to be competitive and to offset the cost instead of losing money. And most of that was on the commercial side.
So, and again, my question is, how and what can you do to help us? And I know all of you here in Sneads as well. So what can be done to help us? Because right now, we feel like we're losing as well.
Well, a lot of stuff you talked about, like the tax, the cost of gas, there's nothing we can do.
Well, I mean, not
about
even the
those
tax,
things.
the cost of gas.
We don't, you know, it's not, this is not a tax, this is just to pay for the service that the town's providing and not losing money on it. That's all that this is, and it's a small amount. It's not gonna hit the pocketbook much, and I don't mean to say, you know, I'm just saying it's not a large increase, but it is what the rate of everything goes up. Our garbage rates go up every year.
Excuse me a minute, what amount is the increase gonna be?
To residents, it's $1 on trash.
Not on trash, okay.
And then on mosquito spraying, I thought it was 50 cents, it's $1 on mosquito spraying as well.
Oh, it's
I would like to make one comment to you, Darryl. You sat here before too, and you understand it, you know how it operates. We're not trying to make no money, and you know that, because we struggle when you was working with budgets with us also. We're just trying to break even, like Mr. Rance said. We're in need of some new equipment. The mosquito spraying, there's a lot of people that do think that it does some good, and I'm like you. I think the woods is where it really needs to be more concentrated at, but they do put out pellets in these places when there is some water standing. Lately, we've been having a drought, but and that seems to help some. But I'm with you. I'm one that's always been against raises and increases. I always have. I always say we need to do a little bit longer every year and not do it all at one time, wait 4 or 5 years, and then try to compensate for the 4 or 5 years. So that's what we've made a decision to try to do. But I'm sure they have researched the budget. That was one of your questions, to make sure that there's nothing else.
Well, that is one of my questions, and
And
okay.
they've been pretty adamant about, about doing the research and all. and studying that thing together, because like I say, we're not here to make no money.
But the budget is not something that, would support this or offset this, is what you said, is that right?
Well, the garbage is losing money, but it's mostly the commercial. That's why the commercial side is getting a way bigger increase. Their increase is a lot more than $1. It is a lot more. I mean, you can look at we have the ordinance here, and you could look at the difference in it, you know, the rate that it's going up to. For instance, a 2-yard dumpster is gonna go from $68 to $75, so that's, you know, a larger increase on dumpsters and stuff. So commercial is going up.
And I
A lot
understand
more.
that.
And we're
So-
still in range with every town in
Yeah.
the area. We're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
exorbitant, we're not higher, we were actually lower
Yeah.
and losing money, so we just moved it a little bit till we got into the medium. Yeah, everybody charges this in every community, because that's the way it's set up. You got to pay for the service as it comes in. And it's not like, again, it's not a moneymaker. I'd love to lower it. I wish they'd lower the rates, but it's not gonna happen.
And I believe that, I believe that, Bill. But what are we to look forward to in the future?
Yeah.
More heists, more
Well,
than likely?
I mean, they can increase every year. I mean, they have tipping fees, they have fuel costs and stuff that they get from the landfill every year. So every year, I mean, just like everything else, the cost of everything goes up every year, and they're gonna put that cost on to their customers. So once our contract's up, I mean, we could try to go out to bid for something else, but our contract is not gonna be up for 2 more years,
Two
I
more years.
think.
It was a 5-year
So,
contract signed 2 years ago.
I
And
mean,
another point is that the budget is, you know, you're bringing this up at the right time, because we're just beginning the budget cycle for the next fiscal year, beginning in October. So there'll be a couple of public hearings with regards to the budget. There'll be a workshop, and more people that can attend and look at it and give us creative, you know, suggestions that we can implement. I think that there can be some money saved in places, but
and
whether
you've
we
been-
can cut your taxes to do that, but, you know, we're trying to build the town back up. You know, after Hurricane Michael, the financial situation was dire.
Mr. Johnson, I took this job 2 years ago. We did our first budget. We were $350,000 in the red. That's what we started with. And so, you know, you're asking me, what can the town do? We're just trying to get it back, and we are back in the black. We are. But it's taken us subduing the last couple of years. It was over $200,000 in the water sewage because the rates with ACI is just one of the people that hadn't been increased in years. And there was other issues in the general fund, and we've corrected those, and we're doing well. We're getting back to where we're not going under. And so there hasn't been a lot of extra for us to look at to do anything. We're down in our maintenance, 3 people, I think, and 1 with our water sewage. We're down a person there. So we're way down with our employees, and, you know, we're just trying to look at the budget to see what we can do as we can do it. And it's not an easy task, and we're not trying to hurt anybody, we're not trying to, you know, hurt that, we're just trying to maintain and keep us in good standing.
But this is the place I needed to come and
It
ask
is,
questions, right?
it is,
And
absolutely.
anytime my door's open, anytime you wanna come, we'll open it up and look at it, I'll show you every bit of it.
All right.
I got nothing to hide.
We
I
can
believe
look
that.
forward to maybe no property taxes in this year, so that'll be a little plus, won't it, maybe?
I don't know.
Not to us.
I don't know. I don't
Not
know.
to the city, but
Yeah.
to the public.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it'll hurt us, the town, but
And see, if
Not
they do the
the-
property tax thing and they do away with it, like, and I don't know what's gonna happen because it's out there, the town will lose $200,000.
Yeah. Well, that is a discussion, whether that's gonna help or hurt. I have my own isms about it, so, but that's another discussion.
As
But
a person, anybody would wanna get away, you know, with not having to pay property taxes. But
it's
as-
according to where else the tax gonna come from. So it's going how we look at it.
Yeah.
But, I'll be looking for an application, I guess.
Anybody else out there got any public comment they wanna make on the increases on, trash and mosquito spray? If not, we will.
Hang on.
Chris?
I do want to say something. The animal control is going up, because like you say, if we take animals up there to the shelter, we get charged for that. I would like to encourage anyone that owns pets, please have them spayed or neutered to help control the pets.
No more public comment, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Adjourn.
During the public hearing.
Oh, so we aren't going home? Hey, I'm ready.
Not with all that face.
Gene says he's ready to go home.
Motion to adjourn.
I
Motion
second.
by Ms. Long to adjourn.
Sorry.
And second by Mr. Perry, all in favor, saying aye. All opposed? Yeah, motion carries. All right, at this time, we're gonna reconvene into a regular scheduled meeting of the Sneads Town Council. And, get started here, and I need a motion to, approve the consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Arnold to approve the consent agenda. Second by Ms. Ross, all in favor, saying aye. The motion carries. Okay, we're gonna do resolution number 26-04, increase of rates.
I'll read it by title once again.
Okay.
Resolution 2604, a resolution of the Town of Sneads, Florida, providing funding for solid waste collection and disposal, animal control, and mosquito control spraying for the town by establishing updated rates, providing for updates to the schedule of fees for the town, and providing an effective date.
What's the pleasure of the council?
As Mr. Darrell discussed, we don't like higher increases, but we have not went up on this in over 2 years, if I'm correct on that.
Longer than that.
Longer than that?
Mosquito spraying, I don't think we've ever went
No,
up on.
it's been 50 cents forever.
Make a motion to
Motion
accept
by-
resolution 26-04.
Motion by Ms. Locke, to that effect, do I have a second?
I second.
Second by Kate, all in favor, saying aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Thank y'all. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
The motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Arnold, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Long, I turn it over to
We're not
Mr.
leaving
Cox.
again, Gene.
Eat it, Angie.
This deal, Mr. Perry. You should have a copy of the oath of office in front of you, so you can read along with me as we go. And I am a notary and authorized to administer oaths in the state of Florida. And raise your right hand. I, and state your name,
Timothy Perry,
Anna K. Neal.
do solemnly swear or affirm
do swear or affirm
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution and government of the United States
the Constitution and government of the United States
and the state of Florida,
and the state of Florida,
and that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state,
and that I am duly qualified to hold the office under the Constitution of the state,
and I will faithfully perform all duties of the council member
and that I will faithfully perform all duties of the council member
upon which I am about to enter, so help me God.
upon which I am about to enter, so help me God.
And if you would, date and sign those, and print your name in the top blank, and Danielle will make them part of the record and make sure that a copy gets to the supervisor of elections.
Welcome back aboard.
Thank you. Glad to have you.
Since y'all have been making sausage for a couple of years, I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time talking about, your ethical responsibilities. I've been asked by a couple of the other towns about whether I was planning to do that again this year. Y'all might wanna think about it. Let's set it for either, 1st of June or end of May, whichever one y'all think is more better. But the next item on the agenda is to reconvene the meeting. So I need a motion to reconvene the meeting.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. All right, I'm going to call for nominations for the office of council president.
I'd like to make a motion that Mr. Timmy Arnold.
I second that.
Any other nominations?
I'll make a motion for Mike Weeks. Second.
so we have competing nominations here. Are there any others? How about all 5 of you? Okay. Those who would prefer Tim Arnold, say aye.
Aye.
Raise your hand so we know.
2. And those that prefer Mr. Weeks. Even Tim voted for you. All right, Mr. Weeks, you are the continuing president for 26 through 27 of May. And if it's time, you can take over the meeting and call for an election of the vice chair, president.
Appreciate y'all having the confidence in me again to be able to sit here in the middle of the table and try to run the business the best of my ability for the town of Sneads. As y'all all know, I've been around a little while. I enjoy doing what I can for the people, and we can't do a whole lot. Everybody knows that, but we can try to make good decisions and keep ball rolling. Like I say, we got a good group of employees that takes care of business for us. We don't have to worry about that, and when you got good help, you don't have to worry about what's going on. And I appreciate all y'all, everything y'all do, and keep us going there, and keep us informed. And if you need us, all you got to do is call any of us, and we'll be right there to help you. So at this time, I will entertain a motion for a vice chairman.
To make a motion for A.G. Locke, please.
Motion for Ms. Locke to be vice chairman. Have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Perry. All in favor, saying aye.
No.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries. Welcome back.
Well, thank y'all so much. I appreciate it.
Looks like last month.
Hey,
No changes.
all right, we'll move on into number 5, then discussion and action items, and we'll let Mr. Gene Nobles come up to the podium and speak with us a minute.
Mr. Rentz asked me back again for this month, and he said, I gotta cut it back to 2.5 hours.
Okay, well, we can stand that. As long as you buy us supper, it'll be all right.
That's right. That's right. And I can do this all over again
Well, you know,
in its entirety, or if you just have questions?
I had a couple of questions, and then there's some folks in the audience that I asked to come up, you know, because
Okay.
some of us,
Do y'all want a map?
I didn't get one, that's why I was out the last meeting there, so.
We have to make an update from, y'all had a request to add a detention pond site, and so we've started that process to get it approved.
Okay.
And so,
If you don't mind, explain to us where that site will be.
that is in the middle of the page,
Okay.
right? That's the new site.
Okay.
That is the Mexican place right there. There's a parcel, it's about 2.7 acres, just to the west of that.
We would have to pump to that property, wouldn't have gravity flow, would we?
Well, no, there's, right in here is a low area.
Right.
It's almost 2 feet lower than the drain on US 9.
Okay.
So there's no way that I can get water to go run up here.
I understand that, sir.
But what we can do is all of this water flows down this way to this low area, okay? And flows through here to that podium. What I might be able to do is intercept some of this water off of Hawley Street, dig a pond and run it in there, and then take that and run that up gradient out on DOT right away. And so we might not be able to get all the water at the low point, but we can stop some of the water and intercept it from getting there
Getting to the low point.
begin with. So we can stop some of the contributing water from getting there uphill, further uphill, and get it to go somewhere else.
Now, a lot of places, different places, and you know more about this now because you're in your business, but have y'all had any luck with the underground retention areas anywhere?
You mean for like, we've done underground.
For stormwater, I say,
For stormwater,
yeah, and then
for
you can,
site development, stuff
and then you
like
can
that.
still park over it and use it, and you water a drain into the underground retention area and drain out through gravel and like them infiltrator systems and stuff. Seeing a lot of that around Bay County and places, you know, but, I mean, that was just an alternative I was thinking of, but.
That's real sandy areas, and this is a place, But what prohibits that mostly is the cost.
Okay.
That's an expensive
Expensive.
mechanism to put in. Just digging a hole is, you know. it's
The
a
other
lot
question
cheaper.
that I had, and like I say, a couple of people out in the audience, I'm pretty sure that's interested in hearing what we got to say. Now, we're gonna ask some questions for them also, but they might want to, you know, to ask, but, everything south of, Old Spanish Trail. There's two places that the water crosses getting out of Sneads. There's only two places. That's on Hunter Drive and on McGowan Mill Road. All right, so everybody above McGowan Mill Road and the south side of Old Spanish Trail has got big ditches and, you know, it backs up and floods. So are any of those ditches gonna be included in the cleanup and the reconditioning of those ditches?
Let me give you this is a summary of the work that we're gonna do for the whole project. Let's do that. And then I'll explain what we're doing on McGowan and Hunter Drive.
Okay.
McGowan, there's a box culvert, see that little location on the map?
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you're a lot more familiar with it than I am. Right there? There's, right there, and so McGowan comes in, so there's a box culvert, and that box culvert's on your side.
Right.
And so originally I was gonna tear that box culvert out, put a bigger one, but that's not as easy as it sounds.
Well, you know, the sewer line runs right through that box covered and all the trash catches up against it a lot of times and backs it up.
Okay.
I think it's
well-
an 8-inch sewer line that runs right through the middle of that box cover.
Okay, well, what we're gonna do is put additional two smaller box culverts on both sides to give it more capacity, because right on the, railroad tracks just north of it's a 10 by 10 box. And so, you know, that's not restricted, and so water comes through there, and gets restricted right there, actually overtops right there, and they have problems. in
Now,
the
getting
tracks right
south of those box covers, what's y'all's plan?
there.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. That's my concern, so that's my property.
Okay.
And, you know, and I'm voicing that opinion because of Laverne's the same way down here on Hunter Drive. I mean, she had to have her little retention pond dug because once we just go opening up all these ditches up here, putting in new culverts and everything, it's gonna really blow us out south of the railroad tracks.
It will, yes, sir.
You know, and it's gonna flood our property even more. And I spoke to Bill about it and was trying to keep up along the way with this to make sure that they could incorporate something south of McGowan Mill Road, a retention pond or something that would hold some of it. Clean out the ditches, they all rode up all the way around to 286. I mean, and it's stopped up, and same way with here going in the Ham Pond down by the railroad tracks, all that stopped up. And I understand DEP, we've argued with them and fussed with them, they won't let you do anything that's gonna muddy the water. You can go in there and cut the trees and cut the debris out, but you can't do no digging. But it looks like there would be some type of way we could permit it, get a permit to. But anyway, let me back up from that.
So do you own the land
Yes,
just
sir.
south of? So would you be willing to give an easement for them to come in?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
clean those ditches?
Yes, sir.
And Laverne probably would too, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I've talked with
I
her
don't
several
think
times.
Laverne, I don't think she owns that property that needs cleaning that way.
I think that's the town, isn't it?
Who's that now?
The town.
South of the railroad track, going down and going, I think it's, what's the people's name over that live by
Hand,
Kenny Hand and them?
that.
Mike Daniel?
No,
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
Beasley.
Yeah.
The Beasley property, the ones that live right here over the railroad tracks I think, were they Foreman's? And it's the Beasleys now?
Okay, now, we're talking about down on Hunter Drive, where you
Mhm.
cross the railroad tracks and turn to the left.
And
Get
it's right.
into the brick house, and then Laverne put a double wide in, and then that ditch goes on
You
east by
have,
the
you have
railroad track and
you have
turns
Earl
and goes.
Hand, and then Kenny Hand, and Miss
Yeah.
Annie Hand, and then that big field and all that stuff, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but it ain't Earl. It ain't
No,
Earl.
that big field and stuff is the same people who own this,
Foreman's,
field.
yeah.
Yeah, they used to be Foreman's, but they passed away, and I think it's their family, the daughters, and I think their last name's like
We
Beasley's
might
or
have to do a little
something.
research to figure out just who that is, but
Okay.
on my side, it's family property there, so we wouldn't have a problem with being able to sign an easement to be able to get through there and clean the ditches. I mean, at one time, the county had proposed to go in and clean them and leave all the waste piled up on the bank.
sides?
Right. You know, that wouldn't be no problem, that'd give you a avenue, or us an avenue to go down through there if we had to later to open it back up if it got stopped up, but that was one of my main concerns, 'cause like I say, all this work above the
Yeah.
railroad tracks is gonna blow us out down there.
Gotcha.
It's gonna flood us worse than what we get. I got ice chests, basketballs, car tires, you name it, I got it.
I can imagine.
And you walk out through that dry place now and, just beer bottles, beer cans, and it's been doing it over the years, but it's
Yeah.
getting worse because there's never been no maintenance done to the old ditch. And it goes through and goes out at 286 and it goes in the Hound Pond.
Mhm.
Is there enough money if he does the easement to do a ditch through there?
Yeah, I don't know that at this point. We haven't finished the quantities to see, but, you know, we're in the process. We're gonna have to add the detention pond site to this, so,
Right.
you know, we probably need to get with you very quickly, because Hunter has to send that back off
Okay.
and get those areas cleared, for,
And like
cleared,
I say,
not
we-
cleared, but.
You know, I would really, I mean, if we can, I really like, it makes sense to do something with it. I mean, I'm not gonna grumble,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
because I've been dealing with it, but I was hoping that we could incorporate it with this grant
yeah.
and get something done there, but.
Well, that wasn't a part of that. There was a 2013 study, and that's what I'm going by.
Okay.
And so, you know, any work, you know, south of that was not included in that study.
Okay.
Now, I did look at all of the culvert crossings south of that, all the way to the river, and went and physically looked at them to make sure that they could handle, you know, the flows. We're gonna increase flows, because, back to Hunter Drive, we're gonna, put in some culvert there on Hunter Drive on the north side of the railroad tracks, and then bore under the railroad tracks, because all that area floods. It doesn't have enough capacity to carry the stormwater that's coming to it. And we're also gonna add a culvert on the easterly side. It's kind of just south of the ball fields, under the railroad track. Kind of, we take the ball fields, just go south, and that bare area right there doesn't have a functional crossing of the railroad tracks. And so that backs up there, and where you guys bought that, there's a parcel about 2.5, no, I think it's about 4 acres. You bought a parcel a year or so ago.
Right.
Matt Daniel property.
Yeah, and so we're boring under the railroad tracks right there, and it's permitted, and we're just waiting to
Now,
get
that'll
money.
put that water across the tracks and it'll go out that ditch over on the McGowan Mill Road at Willow Bend, right?
That's right.
Now, what about cleaning that ditch out? See, that's gonna be another dead end, I mean.
Well, this, that flows into that
Same.
kind of Ham Pond area, and, I mean, I hadn't planned on cleaning any of that out. I don't know that I could permit that.
Before y'all finalize it, I mean, can we look at that
Sure.
ditch that goes through our place?
Sure.
See it, and then down at, Laverne's place at Hunter Drive, I mean.
Yeah.
Because poor Laverne, bless her heart, she's been asking
I've
for
seen
years
them,
and years and
I've seen
years.
them paddle boats out there before.
Yeah.
So, can you look at it as soon as, the first available point, we'll figure it out, we'll get over here, but just as quickly as you can, we need to walk that with you
Okay.
and see that, so, is that something that you can,
I'll be around every Thursday and Friday.
okay, how about this Thursday and Friday then?
This Thursday or Friday be fine. I mean, the quicker the better, you see, and so
Okay.
I'll make an effort to do it, I mean.
Okay,
be there.
all right, well, can I get your cell phone number?
Yes, sir. 850-557-1042.
557-1042.
1042, yes, sir.
Everybody's got it down.
Yeah, that's what I say, everybody.
That's all right.
We're on the World Wide Web, aren't we? Nice.
Take them day or
I
night,
helped you
midnight
out,
or
didn't I?
daylight. But now let me back up on this same thing.
Okay.
Mr. Daniels is back here, and then Reginald, Mr. Lewis, and there's some people that live on the other end of town there that, you know, that was voiced concern, ADIC, but, south of Seminole, Drive, or Seminole Road there, what is the little road goes, is that Oneida Road that goes in over there by Adele Robertson's old place, is that Adele?
That's Oneida Street.
Oneida Street, okay. Anyway,
You're gonna have to help me on the map,
Tell him where you're at, exactly.
so,
I'm gonna have to put my
Based
glasses
on the spots, where are your spots?
Put my glasses on the thing,
Yeah, that's
you know.
right.
You're right over here.
You point
Seminole
out.
Street? Yeah, right here.
Seminole, yeah. Anyway, between Seminole Street and Oneida Street, there's a big ditch.
there
It runs down Park Avenue, in front of Reverend Daniel's place there, beside him. And then that ditch that goes east, and it goes down by Jerry Bamber's property back in there on O'Hara Street. And in the past, we ain't had that problem lately, but I've seen 3 foot of water standing in his boat shed. His boat actually floated off of his trailer under the garage down there one time, because the water backed up.
Sure. Well, can we look at this site?
Yes, sir.
At the same time?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, same day maybe? Maybe this Friday?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I'll call you and set that up.
Now.
So that ditch,
Adele, you or Reverend Daniels, I mean, y'all got property right there. Do y'all wanna mention anything on them ditches while we're on this topic? He's gonna come Friday, and we're gonna go look at that stuff, you know, but if y'all wanna mention anything right quick, I mean, feel free to do it, because we need to get this.
Okay, well, I can't never remember the street, but the street that goes from Old Spanish Trail straight up to the school. And, you know, it did, well, part of the ditch starts right there. It comes right down behind Clifford Green's house, right down by Miss Lee's property, right down by, Julia's property, then right down by, Reverend Daniels, and then my place down there.
We'll look at all,
All of that, all of that could be cleaned up.
so that's in the Seminole Park Avenue, Ridgewood Street area?
All that right there.
He's saying it starts on Lockheed.
He's gonna come
It's gonna be-
Thursday.
That is right here, that right there?
Right there, yeah.
Okay.
What's the name of that road you got?
It doesn't list it as a name.
Sometime maybe y'all can all meet. and
So there's a ditch that comes through here?
It's easier to do that than look at
Okay.
this space.
It comes right through
You know,
there, right on
while
the
they're,
side.
while they're doing it.
Lockheed.
That's not showing that
Lucky.
street down there.
Lockheed to
Right
he's saying
here.
from Lockheed to Ridgewood and then
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
to
This
Clark
eventually
to,
probably
O'Neill.
ties
I
in
think
to
a
right
couple of these
there.
people would like to meet Thursday with y'all at their residences.
Yeah,
I think he's saying Friday.
Okay, y'all got
So
Friday,
this
Friday
ditch
night.
needs to be cleaned out?
Can you get a time, a meeting, maybe?
Well,
Maybe
ask
meet
Mr.
up here or
Noble to
something?
contact you too about the time, so maybe you can contact him for us. And that way when we get in that
Friday, I've got a
area, they can
presentation
let them, you
I've
know,
gotta
be there.
do.
Your numbers
Thursday morning.
Tonight, when I get a time with him Friday, I'll set it up and let y'all know, and
We'll
then
try
that
to
way
do
we can
Friday,
know that they're
if
gonna be
that's
down
okay.
there looking, and you'll see them down there in the roads. Him and Mike will be driving. through the roads.
What we're gonna do, we'll wait, and let Mr. Rents know what time you'll be here Friday,
Okay.
and then he'll contact these citizens that's involved in that
Okay.
area.
And
And
then
that way
they'll
they
be down
can,
there around 9
and
o'clock
meet
or
with us.
whatever, then they can meet y'all down
if
there.
y'all would do that, and then that way y'all can point out, y'all been living there, you know what's going on there.
Yeah.
So give Mr. Rich your number before you leave tonight, okay?
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
okay, all right.
appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Mike, let's get back to, McCowan Mill. You know that ditch right there that runs behind the church there? Behind
That's
St. Peter?
another one I wanna look at with him.
Yeah, because once that water backs up, it floods the back end of my property right there. And that ditch, it hasn't been cleaned out in forever.
Is that north of the railroad tracks or south?
It's
That's
south,
south of the track.
south of the
South.
railroad trail.
It's between the railroad tracks and McGowan Mill Road, portion of it is, and then it crosses McGowan Mill Road and goes on south into the swamp.
We don't need a whole nother grant just for cleaning out ditches,
We'll take a look at it though, and, for on Friday.
Okay.
Leave me your name and number as well.
If we're gonna add new storm drains in, ditches have gotta be cleaned,
You're right.
so the water will flow.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm happy that we got the grant to do everything. I'm happy. You know, and it's gonna be good. And I won't complain, you know, if it does flood, if we can't do nothing else. But I would like to have the opportunity to show y'all this so that
Sure.
you know. I mean,
Sure, yeah, well, I
at
mean,
some point in time.
That's the
you know,
purpose of this grant. We just, some of these things that weren't in that original scope, or all of them, we have to get approved
Right.
to spend money on it. So
Right.
we can ask, and then when we bid all these things out, whatever it comes out, we may have to scale back, cut things out to the scope that
That's
meets,
more
I think.
important, yeah,
Well,
that's
that
not
meets the
part of
budget.
Right.
That meets the budget.
It's gotta meet the budget, and then the most
Yeah.
important thing is going, you
Right.
gotta,
Put
you
that
gotta see
priority.
what you have in the budget.
Yeah, yeah.
Clean up some of the stuff.
That was my main concern to, get something to you.
Yes, ma'am?
All right, last meeting, Holly Street. Now, tell me what this is going to do to help that lady that's right there in the bottom.
You said College Street?
Holly.
Holly Street, oh,
Yeah.
Holly, yeah. Okay, all right.
That's where they're gonna put
This will
the
flow
little.
out into,
Holly Street
Right, and it's gonna go,
is right here, okay?
Yeah.
That's Holly Street.
Yeah.
So what we're doing on Holly, there's a ditch right now that stops at a driveway. We're gonna set a miter intersection, which is the end of a pipe that we got off, at the bottom of that ditch. Connect the inlets, go down this street, and then come out to Legion Road and dump it into Legion Road ditch.
My ditch.
there's a lady right here on the backside of Holly Street,
Now,
when you're gonna do this holding pond, that's the one she's referring
right,
to.
that's the one that's
Right
right
here.
down there
They get-
where she floods.
That's right behind the
Oh,
dog.
okay, that's all we're doing on Holly Street. So this area that floods, it's about 2.5 feet lower than the outfall under US 90. So I don't know anything other than putting pumps in to stop that. And that's not feasible. So what we can do is if we put in this, pond, we can intercept some of this water, put it in the pond, and then drain out the pond further over here at a higher elevation, so we can get the water intercepted. That sends them less water. So that's
Less, but she'll still flood probably.
well, she's getting less water, so that helps split it. If you're getting this amount of water now, and I send you less, that's got to be less flood. But the problem is, I can't get water from down there up here without a pump. No, and you don't wanna pay the electricity for the pipe and stormwater. That takes care of that.
Then this is all prevented from going anywhere because of the dollar store, the parking lot, and the Mexican restaurant, and all that.
It appears that you block it.
Where it used to flow. But we tried.
Get her off. I'll be glad to field questions.
I appreciate you coming back tonight and you know, working with us on this. I'll be, happy, me and Mr. Rance will be glad to meet you and meet with everybody on Friday, just let you know what time.
Okay.
And,
If you let me know what time, I'll get with Mike.
Okay, I'll get with you first thing in the morning, call you back by the time.
And then I'll get with
You
them.
gotta ask your one question. No.
One more question?
I
Okay.
need something else.
All right.
Since we're doing our own property, tell me about Pope Street. Am I reading this right? We gonna come from cemetery on that
I don't know, let's find Pope Street.
right
Okay.
side?
All right.
Right there.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, so we going
There's
to,
two sections of Pope that we're
Right.
there and that section.
is this the River Road?
That's River Road.
All right.
That's Legion.
Legion Road.
River's over here.
Yeah.
All right, this is what, well, I'm concerned about all of it, but this
Okay.
is where
All
my
right.
property is, so we'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, so there'll be ditches though cleaned out, and they will put ditches all the way down, or what, down Pope Street?
Okay, we're constructing 300-foot concrete ditches in on the north side of Pope Street, down to Cemetery Avenue. And where the tie-in to Cemetery Avenue, and fix the tie-in where it just started right there. So it can go into Cemetery
So I won't even get, a thing.
Okay, that's fine, I can look at it, I'll be glad to do that.
Make it run. Thank you. I'll give all the people a call, and I'm gonna let them know. I got Oscar Brown, Jerry Lewis, Mr. Daniels, and A. Dale Robinson. And I'll try to give all y'all a call tomorrow, let you know what time Friday. And I'll need to know which road you're talking about. I'll talk
So
to
will you
about
be at
that,
the meeting
put down
Friday
your
morning
road.
with us
And
so
I'll
we
make
can
sure
look at
that
this
Mike
too?
gets that, so
Okay.
when y'all get together, you'll be able to go to each one of those roads.
Make sure that you're aware of
Take care of your
whatever,
problems.
and I'll set the time up in the morning.
And I may get that lady from Holly, she can come down too, so that she can understand.
Which one are you?
Thank you.
You got 394.
All right, appreciate you coming over, sir.
Absolutely. Anything else?
Could be 3419.
We're here.
I ain't raising my.
Just call the meeting back to order if y'all will. Let's, get back quiet and where we can move along.
So I'm
Just
I'm gonna get with Mr. Rents in the morning about a time for Friday morning.
Okay, that'll be fine.
Perfect.
And then I will call you and let you know, and the roads, I'll call them and let them know.
Okay.
Get the roads they're on, and get all that information to you, and then y'all can pick up, and I'll go with you.
And Miss Needs.
And Miss Neal.
Yeah.
That'll
She
work.
wants to, she's got a street in this
Okay.
also.
All right, appreciate you.
Yes,
All right.
Mike, I'll ask you one question right here, on cleaning these ditches, Mike, I got one question. On cleaning these ditches, then when they're cleaned, that's going to keep them clean, it's the city's responsibility, right?
So we gotta hire more maintenance.
That's right, because they can't do
Inmates.
All right, let's move right along, folks. Mr. Hunter Potts, if you don't mind, we'll, let you approach the podium, please.
Well, good afternoon. I don't know if what I have to talk about is as exciting as stormwater, but we'll see.
We
So-
missed you, Hunter.
Yeah, I know, it's been a while. Let's see if I get this. We've been busy. So what I'm here today to present is the results of the community development plan that we've been working on for the past couple months. I think Bill's been keeping you guys pretty well informed about everything that's kind of going on, but I'll just skip slides. I have the full copy of the plan here. It's about 80 pages or so, and I'll leave a copy with you guys to look at, and you guys can look at it at your leisure. But tonight I just kind of really want to just kind of go through some of the summary points and the highlights, and then let you guys ask questions and give your feedback and, about the plan itself. And so I'll kind of do a little bit of reading here to start out with, just some background. But essentially the project was funded by a CPTA grant from Florida Commerce, which stands for Community Planning and Technical Assistance Program. And really the focus was to identify a plan to help enhance the town of Sneads' old downtown area, which is where we did a lot of projects with our disaster recovery funds. And the vision of the plan is that Sneads will be a pedestrian-friendly community for residents and visitors and provide ample recreational opportunities, recreational amenities, economic opportunities. And then the goal of the plan, like I said, really to work within the target area of Sneads downtown and really try to figure out some projects that we can implement and do to really make the town a better place to live and work and play and all that fun stuff. There are three major sections of the plan. There's the redevelopment strategy, there's the proposed improvements, and the implementation strategy. And today we're going to focus mainly on those proposed improvement projects. They really give you guys a visual of what we're talking about doing out there. So this is an area you guys are pretty well probably familiar with. So the kind of the target sites we have, see my mouse will show up here. This is the town of Sneads, the community house or the log cabin. This area here is what we call Old Town Park, and this area is Dodson Park. This is the old the hair salon that we developed with the CDBGDR funds as well. Just in case reference, is Gloucester Avenue, Old Spence Trail. And this property to the south a little bit here is the property the town acquired last year. And so those are the kind of areas we're going to focus on to really maybe do something with in the future. And again, like I said, the strategy itself, really the goal is to take these spaces that are underutilized, turn them into something better, focus on increasing foot traffic and community spaces for community events and things for people to do. And then we also want to encourage small business growth and development, and we'll show you how some of the kind of things we're thinking about doing to do that as well. And then as part of the process to develop the plan, we had a couple of different public hearings where we heard citizen comments, and taking into account all the different comments that we had here, kind of the summary of what everybody's opinions were. And so really, there was a strong desire to have more public gathering spaces for people to kind of get together, either through a pavilion, amphitheater, or a food truck venue, and maybe even a farmer's market as well. There's also a desire to focus on recreational areas such as basketball courts or even a pickleball court as well. Additional interest in attracting restaurants, businesses, and family-friendly activities to do. Desire to see additional parking, and of course Mr. Brent's suggestion, restrooms in the area was very big to be able to try to get more events there. And then lastly, concerns regarding safety improvements. And so taking all those things into account, we kind of get to our proposed projects. And so the first project we have is to really just try to get, enhanced safety improvements in the area. So that would include, as you can see here on the map, so any of the red things are the areas that we would plan to make an improvement. So that would include like crosswalk striping along Gloucester Avenue here, along Old Spanish Trail, some additional parking along Old Spanish Trail for Dodson Park, doing some tree planting, putting some additional parking spaces here, as well as a sidewalk to run from the property to the south to Old Town Park. And then so those are kind of summary of the improvements. And so here's what the area looks like right now if you're driving into town from the interstate. So if we took all of our ideas together and kind of combined them, here's just a visual of what that could look like for downtown.
Nice.
So maybe one day we could do something like that, but let's just take a look at it and see what we kind of would envision doing one day.
Beautiful.
Right, the second project would be to take the plans that we have. We worked with Con Architects, I think it was last year or the year before, and we have a full set of plans to be able to rehab the old log cabin. And so we can go after different grant sources to implement those plans and fix up the log cabin. So that would include rehabbing the existing structure, fixing the bathrooms, leveling everything out, and bringing everything back up to code. And so that's an easy project to just lump into this and to go after for future funds. Unfortunately, no rendering for that one, but this is the architectural image of the front of the cabin here. The other project we have is to look at doing some things to Old Town Park. I mentioned a few of them, so we'd like to pave this road here that runs from, I think it's Railroad Lane, up north all the way to Old Spanish Trail. Pave these parking areas right here and put in some electrical outlets right here so we can have some food truck vendors could park there and serve people. We would make this sidewalk extend all the way around the property, and as well put some additional trees and garden areas in there. And so to kind of just walk us back for a second to where we came from with this property, if you guys remember after Hurricane Michael, we had a lot of damaged buildings.
It's a big improvement. It really is.
So that was what it was. We demoed everything back down to the ground level, and then we did this to it. We put this pavilion out there, parking area, grassy area as well. And then so we take into our account things that we're proposing to do. This could give it another layer, another facelift, something like that. Okay. And then looking at Dodson Park, I think the big thing here we looked at was, getting shade over the playground structures. That's something that's a priority that we want to see happen, as well as doing some additional landscaping to the area, just adding some trees and stuff to get more shade. This red square here, it would be potentially the proposed location for some bathrooms. Either this location here or the one to the south. Either of those would be viable to put a little bathroom unit there. And then we'll put some additional parking along Old Spanish Trail. And if we have enough money, ideally we could put parking along all of Old Spanish Trail to get more people access to that park.
Where on Old Spanish Trail am I?
So this is salons over here. This is Old Spanish Trail, and this is where the two existing parking spaces are. And so we could put some parking here, and then as well maybe here.
I'm not seeing your little.
Oh.
I mean,
I'm with the mouse the whole time. So up here, those red kind of rectangles up there, are the existing parking spaces.
because when I pull in there with my car,
It's probably tight.
it's sticking out in the road a little bit.
Yeah.
I was thinking, this is just Angie, over there close to the railroad, that grassy area, could that possibly be parking?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, is that what you're showing us?
Well,
I'm jumping the gun.
We don't have it shown here, but definitely we can go back and include that as a.
We discussed that in the past.
Okay,
as an area to.
I didn't know if there was a reason, maybe because of the railroad, I didn't know, but.
Well, initially we had the safe there. We were trying to keep it, and that's kind of where the alleyway is where the safe was, bottom side, and we were trying to keep that. but we
Took it
demoed
out.
the stage, so it's been taken out.
And I know there's a gate that opens right there. so-
Yeah, and that's how the town, they go mow grass and stuff, that's their access to it.
So if there's parking there, they could just go in right there.
Yes, yeah. So I think what we can do is we can go in and just update that to put it on our map, so if we go after more money, we can show them that we did include that in our plan here. And then, I guess a question for you guys, any other things for Dodson Park that you'd wanna see?
What are we still using the little building for health department purposes down there, or what's going on with that, I mean?
I've been negotiating with them. They use it once a month for the WIC, for the babies and the pregnant women. And I've been negotiating with them to increase their rent, because this hasn't been increased since 1991. Trying to cut some of the costs there, but it's still open and it's still being used by the state health department, but only on a monthly basis.
You say once a month, only once a month?
Yeah.
That might be something we look at in the future, to do away with that and incorporate that building and that property in with the.
Because there's other properties we might could use for them to have the WIC.
Maybe the old tag on.
Yeah, there's other places we could move them possibly and utilize.
Here lately, down at the log cabin, it's been being full.
It is.
I'm proud of it.
It is.
That property's down Old Spanish Trail.
It's further away.
It's the
We
block
can
building
incorporate
right
that,
there
maybe let
to the
them
west
have
side
where
of
the
the
tag
casino.
office was and
And
use
move
that for like a community center or something.
Yeah, that'd be
you know,
nice.
to do something for people that like
There's two things I want to say. Hunter has already reached out to the woman about the grant for the historical, for the log cabin, and that's coming up in the near future. So he's on top of that to be, applying for the town for that. And I want everybody to know that all this stuff is being done with grant money, not
Grant
town money. So I want people to understand that it's not money, it's if we get the grants, and Hunter's really good about applying for them. And those grants are to be used strictly for these projects and nothing else. You can't get the money and use it for this, it's gotta be scope specific as to what it is. So these are ideas, and we hopefully will get the grant money to do it. So I just wanted to let you know that it wasn't the town's money that we were spending.
I've got a question, Hunter. So, on the playground, cause we use it a lot, I love it. Definitely needs some shade though, for sure. What about disabilities, children with disabilities? Have you thought about anything for them there?
We haven't yet, but certainly there are lots of different play structures we can get to do that, or to,
I have a grandchild
install,
that, she's not.
yeah, we recently put one in Marietta, actually, at McLean's Park, and I think it's the first one that actually Jackson County had that was like a maybe inclusive
Great idea.
play structure.
And there's room to do it down there.
Yeah, so I mean, we can look into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a suggestion was given to me while we're talking about that, about shading of, actually it came from my daughter, so she'll be like, you stole it, but whatever. Shading maybe being purchased by town merchants and put a sign there, this shading was purchased by such and such store or such and such store provided for our youth or whatever. If it's so, I know it's really expensive, if it's something that we can't get right now through a grant, maybe something like that could be done, like talk to our local businesses and see if they'd be willing to sponsor a shade or our local church or, whatever. That might be something we could look at, or sponsor a tree to put some shade over it, it's summertime and school's getting ready to be out and it's gonna be hot. And I see kids there all the time, my grandkids use it, and it's just, that stuff's getting hot.
I've contacted the American Cancer Society.
I know, I'm shocked at that.
And they wouldn't do anything, and I contacted, poor St. Joe, what's that, the St. Joe company that does
Right.
stuff on the coast?
Mhm.
And I asked them about a donation, and they told me that we didn't live on the coast, that we weren't qualified. I mean, I reached out to several different places like that, and just been turned down.
They've got them down, the library down in Calhoun
Winston.
County. They've got a nice one over their playground, and she gave us the name of the guy, and he's
already come and given us quotes.
He's given us a quote.
I think we can bring those quotes down a little bit.
Yeah, we might
when
can
get
talk
serious
to
about being
him,
able to do it.
but I think we might locally, you may have enough churches and businesses that might be willing to, you know, if we put a sign there and say, provided for our children by this church or whatever.
Yeah, so the only challenge with the playgrounds we have now is they're quite tall for a shade structure. I think the rule is have to be like 5 feet off the highest thing you can jump off of.
Okay.
Which drives up the costs. But certainly if we were to put in like a small pavilion or a small shade structure like in the middle of the park,
Yeah.
that would be just a few $1,000s to do that, you know.
So like if it's
relatively cheap.
stretched from one side to the other is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
just, yeah, or do something like a shaded structure people to get under, you know, or we could do like a little pavilion for quite cheap as well.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
would be just to provide some kind of shade relief.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Because
thank
there's
you.
nothing now, yeah.
Yeah, that's just an idea to throw out there.
Well, we have our shade benches, our tables, but it's
Yeah.
not much.
Yeah.
Definitely we'll look into that, keep looking into it. And then, I don't have a rendering of the bathrooms, but this is just as a reminder of where we came from with Dodson Park and then where we are now, so
Yeah.
that's a lot
Big
different than we were.
improvement.
And then kind of lastly, of the projects we've kind of proposing, so we call in this area to the south, we're calling it the economic development area, because I think it has the most opportunity for growth for the future. And so really what we're proposing is, now that I know you can't see my pointer with so the area here, the drive-in, that's on Foster Avenue. So we have a little turn in there, have a group of bathrooms, pavilion, a basketball court, pickleball court as well. And then this is the kind of waiting line around it, would be like a walking trail. You could go on that and walk
Oh,
around.
very nice.
It's about 6.7 acres, the property itself is. And so that would kind of take all the comments that people have given us and kind of work those in as well. And then, so this is what you see now, right here, and then taking into account some of the ideas we've had and what we talked about today, this is potentially, you know, what it could look like in the future. So, maybe one day wait something like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Before we dead and gone.
Tomorrow will be all right.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have had good success in getting grant funding, and you know, this plan, it seems like a lot of times you get plans, they don't go anywhere, but you know, I think we've shown that we can make it happen if we
Yeah, you have.
put the vision in and then go after them later. So
Where is it on Foster?
this is all
On the other
by the
side of
railroad
the train
tracks.
track.
Yeah, an intersection just right here down the road, I guess.
Behind the log cabin.
Just literally, just
On
south of the
side
railroad
log
tracks.
cabin, across the railroad tracks.
You know, right there where that paint and body shop is, right there?
Right across.
So that's a house right in that area then, so is it on this side of that house?
It's
Yeah.
north of it.
North of
The house is
North of
that
the house.
blank square right there on the corner on the south there. That's where the house is. All right.
I never thought I'd see the day when I didn't recognize everything.
So this is the initial cost estimate that I kind of put together. I think I need to update it a little bit for when we do the final plan drafting. But this is to give you an idea of some of the costs of some of these things that we're proposing to do. And then, you know, once we go up the projects, we can use these cost estimates to go after different funding sources. In the plan, we detail out all the different sources we can actually go after, whether that's, you know, Florida Commerce or FDEP or Department of Historical Resources. All those different things are all identified.
Hey, hon,
Yes.
can you call out the cost, cause I can't read it from back here. I can't see the numbers.
Okay. So the project number 1, streetscaping, I said 22,800, but it's probably more like, I don't know, if we do all the road paving and everything, that's like probably like $500,000 or more probably, if we do all that. But just for the landscaping and trees, probably looking at 50,000 for that kind of stuff. The community house, the log cabin, the estimate we got from Con Architects when they did the plans was $570,000 for construction. And then the Old Town Park improvements, where they have is the $58,000 is just, I believe, like a little bit of the asphalt paving and the garden space, some landscaping, and those electrical outlets. So that's $58,000. Then Dodson Park, for doing the shades and the restrooms, that's $129,000. And then the economic development area, we have it $355,000. So, and then the total of all that stuff is 1.1 million. But if I go back and do the numbers again, it's probably a little bit higher. But we'll have this stuff. You know, like I said, we'll have it in a place where we can go back and look at it in the future and reference it and then pull it and go after some other money. And the good news is the engineering design costs will be a lot lower because we did a lot of the front end work already. Next steps would be to, start reaching out to any other partners that you want to reach out to, like some of the for the shade, for example. I think really to start trying to utilize Old Town Park, if the town would like to kind of get some events going there, get some momentum in the area. And then certainly a good idea would be to add all these projects to the town's capital improvement plan. And I can work with Dan to get that updated. And lastly, the conclusion's kind of wordy, but from here, really, the next step is for the town to really adopt the plan, and then we can send it off to the grant agency, have them approve it, and then we can really start working to go after these projects. So that's essentially all I have. And so the conclusion would be a motion to adopt the plan or approve the plan as presented.
Pleasure to council.
Make a motion to adopt the plan presented tonight.
Motion by Ms. Clark.
Second.
to adopt the plan. Have a second by Mr. Perry. All in favor by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried.
I just want to thank Hunter Potts for all the work he's done in this town.
We appreciate you.
He's the architect of a lot of the things that we've seen done, and, he doesn't get the credit that he deserves, but he's been a huge part of Dodson Park and Old Town Park, and accumulating a lot of the grants that we've got. He's done a lot of that work. He's already working on a grant right now. I saw the emails today with the people from the Historical Society for the log cabin. He's already working on that. He's working on 2 or 3 other grants, and I just want to give him an attaboy because he's done a good job.
Yeah.
Yes.
Appreciate you. All righty. Next item will be approval of Sneads High School project graduation donation.
The town has already done it. They came in last week, and I think Mr. Arnold was there with us, and it's for a good cause, the project graduation. They needed the money earlier, so because they're planning the project. This is something they do after graduation to keep all the kids in one place, so they won't be out and they'll be safe. So the town donated money, and we just need to get it on record that it's been done.
I'll make a motion to approve. Motion by Mr. Arnold to approve that transaction. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Perry. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you. All right, the next item will be approval of Thomas Howell Ferguson Disaster Recovery Service.
As the council knows, we had 5 paramedics that we got shortly after the Hurricane Michael. And, I've only been there a couple of years, but he was there for several years prior to me. And we just had a lot of issues with them. And we lost a lot of money, I think, based on that, from what I understand. So I've tried to work with them the time since I've been here, and it's been very, very frustrating. So we put out bids for a new disaster company, and we awarded to a company in Tallahassee, Thomas Howell Ferguson. They've been working with us already, trying to get some of the stuff done. We've been in contact through Andrew Clell, and they've been real helpful on some of the, trying to get some of the grant money back that was lost. And so we put out the bids and we awarded them the contract. We just need to get that approved by the council. It'll be a 1-year contract, and then we'll review it each year.
Pleasure to council.
Make a motion to go with.
Motion by Mr. Arnold to approve Thomas Howell Ferguson Disaster Recovery Service. Do I have a second?
I second.
Second by Kate. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. All right, approval of resolution number 26-03, CDTB grant approval, computerized water meters.
Resolution 2603, a resolution of the Town of Sneads, Florida, approving an application for a State of Florida Community Development Block Grant for certain improvements to the water system for the Town of Sneads, providing an effective date.
I'll explain that if I can. This again goes back to Hunter Potts. And Midland Engineering. We're applying for a grant to get the computerized water meters so that we can get accurate readings every month. It'll stop us from having to take our man hours to go out there and try to read those meters. It'll come straight to the office if we won't have to do anything. It'll save water loss and let us know if there's a leak. It does a lot of things that we haven't had before. And so they've applied for a grant so that we can get this accomplished. So that's what this resolution is about.
Didn't we apply for this last year but was unsuccessful?
Yes. It was part of a larger grant that we did to do the water tanks too, and it was turned down because they were doing all the hurricane stuff in the middle part of the state. All the money went there, and they apologized to us and told us to reapply. So we have, but this is another way of doing it, so it won't be so large, and we think we'll have a better shot at getting it.
Need a motion?
Make a motion for approval of resolution number 26-03.
Motion by Kate, to that effect. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Perry. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Okay, ordinance resolution number 26-05, bank loan intent.
So originally, we were gonna ask to get a loan, but instead we wanna go a different route. If you remember, back in last year sometime, FEMA came back to us and said that in 2020, they overpaid us whenever we did the wastewater treatment plant, like the $195,000. So we did the lift station 4 that we just got through completing. We had to go out and get a loan for that because, you know, FEMA's slow at paying. So we got the loan for the lift station 4. Well, instead of us writing a check back to FEMA for the $195, they just decided to take that off of the lift station number 4, not to pay us $195 towards lift station 4. So in doing that, we have paid that down a little bit. We still owe $114,000 and some change on lift station 4. So we got it down to that. They're not gonna pay us anymore on lift station 4. So we were gonna go and basically refinance the 115 to a new loan. Well, instead of doing that, I've talked with the auditor, and he suggested what we could do, instead of getting another loan, paying 5.5% interest for 2 years and making monthly payments, that we could just take that money and take money out of general fund and do a one-time transfer and go ahead and just pay that loan off. We do have the funds in the general fund right now to go ahead and pay that, because we've got money back from some other grants, like the boat ramp that we had taken out of last year's budget. We got that back in this year's budget. That's like, you know, some grants that we've gotten paid back in this year's budget that we had taken out of last year's budget. We've gotten back like $112,000 in this year, so we could go ahead and pay this off and not have that payment over our head every month for 2 years plus interest that we would pay on. So we could go ahead and pay this off and not have this payment every month, and not pay interest on money we don't need to be paying interest on. So what we would like to do is just make a motion, if y'all would allow me to make a one-time transfer from the general fund to water and sewer, and then go ahead and pay this loan off and have the lift station 4 loan taken care of. And it would be considered like a budget amendment is what it would be.
When we originally talked about it, we didn't have that money. We were gonna go ahead and finance and pay it. Then these two grants came in for almost the same amount of money within just a few dollars. So we decided, rather than finance it for 2 years and paying that interest, we just go ahead and use that money that just came in to pay that loan.
Good idea.
And it's not gonna cut us short anyway, or?
No.
Because that's kind of like money we didn't really have because we used that money in last year's budget.
And it has to only be used for certain things, right? We can only use it for certain stuff.
Either way it go, we gotta pay and make anyway, so if we could save interest in the long run,
That's
it's better to
right.
go ahead and pay it now.
That's right, you're
While
right.
I have it, that's how I look at it.
Right.
You put that in the form of a motion?
Cause I'm gonna go ahead and make a motion that we go ahead and authorize them here to make a one-time payment
Transfer.
Transfer
General fund
to
and water and
general
sewer.
fund.
Motion by Mr. Perry to that effect. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Arnold. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, and also, so we were gonna go ahead and do the resolution 2605 for a bank loan for that, but instead, we want to use this resolution to go ahead and pass, and we do need to do a bank loan, but it's gonna be a bank loan for the dump truck that we've already put, because we are gonna have to do a bank loan for that until FEMA does pay us back. So we will do a bank loan, but it'll probably be like next month or July. So if we can go ahead and pass the resolution to get a loan, so that we can go ahead and have y'all's approval for us to get a loan when it is time in the next month or two. But FEMA will pay us back that, and it won't be quite as much. It will be a little, like right at 100, like 102,000 instead of the 114 plus. But FEMA will pay us that back.
Have we heard from FEMA? I mean,
Yes, yeah, they
I
just
wanna
paid,
explain
they
this
just
to
paid
everybody
us
here to
back
make sure you
some.
understand this. We were contacted by FEMA that said that we had a certain amount of excess funds that we could utilize. And if we didn't utilize it, it went away. With that, it was $200-something thousand. There was only certain things we could do, and it was for purchase of equipment. Well, the first thing we bought was a much-needed backhoe, and FEMA paid every bit of that. It didn't cost the town a dime. So now we have about $100-something thousand left of excess funds. They've extended the time so that we can utilize that. We've ordered a dump truck. It's gonna be about 100, we haven't had a dump truck since 1980. And that's how old that one is. And so we're gonna have a brand-new truck, dump truck. It's gonna be a black, except it's gonna have a black body with the white front. It's gonna look really good.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna cost the town but just a few $1,000s. So what we're gonna do is, it's a FEMA money, and you know, so we have to pay it up front, and then we buy it, and then they turn around, within a few months, we get the money back and we pay the loan. So we get the loan, we get the money, and then we pay the loan off, hopefully within 2 or 3 months. But if we don't use that money, it goes back to Washington. So we're trying to upgrade the town's equipment while we have these funds.
So if I could, go ahead and read this, resolution so that we can go ahead and get the loan in July, June or July, whenever we get the dump truck, if we can do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and read, resolution 2605, a resolution of the town council of the town of Sneads, Florida, providing the sale and terms of the sale of the town's grant reimbursement revenue notes, establishing the terms thereof, approving a private placement of the notes, authorizing certain officials and employees of the town to take all actions required and execute the delivery of all documents, instruments, and certificates necessary in connection with the issuance, sale, and delivery of the notes, specifying the application of the proceeds of the notes, providing certain other details with respect to the notes, and providing an effective date.
Okay. All right, need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2605.
Motion by Mr. Arnold.
Second.
To that effect. Second by Mr. Perry. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
What about the, recreation department? You wanna speak on that, Mr. Perry?
There's nobody here today, but I just wanna, again, congratulate them for all they do. They've just had a heck of a season. They've had more kids than they ever have. It's well ran. I talked to one of the members yesterday. They've been, selling a lot of stuff at the concession stands, it's paying for the umpires and all that stuff. They're not having to go into any other monies. They're self-supporting themselves, and just they've done a remarkable job on the fields, the lights, infrastructure. They've just done a wonderful job, and they're just to be commended. They're giving our kids something to do in a really, really positive way. And I just can't say enough good things about all of them, and I appreciate all they've done.
All right, you wanna move into your report, sir?
Yes, I guess. I'll just take a few minutes. A lot of this has already been covered, so I'm just gonna touch base on a little bit of it. I just wanted you to know that we're not sitting around not doing anything. We've applied for several grants, and again, I give Hunter a lot of credit for that. I've also got appropriations that are being done in the legislature, and I've got some done with Appalachian Center for Humans, Regional Planning Council in Tallahassee has done some of these grants, but these are some of the things that we're doing. We're asking for $700,000 for the water wells. We're gonna, they're in need of, DEP is inspecting them, and they're in need of some love and care. They're gonna paint them, they're gonna fix any of the structural damage with them. They've already gone in and drained them and cleaned out the inside. We did that a couple weeks ago. Got a real good report back from them about how clean they were and how everything looked really good. We're gonna redo a new wellhead and pump on the other one like we did last year on the other pump. So we'll have a brand new water system. If we can get this done, our well system will be as good as it can be. So that's one of the things that we're fixing to apply for. We're asking for $544,000 for the computerized water meters, $400,000 in the legislative appropriation for the ball field lights. And I understand that's sitting in a good situation in Tallahassee, but we won't know till they finalize the budget and the governor signs off on everything. But everything over there seems at this point to be in good standing. We got a $200,000 FERDAP grant for the town's parks that Hunter has applied for. We're waiting to hear back from that. Feel good about that one, but we just don't have that information yet. We have a $45,000 grant for the downtown revitalization. That's some of the stuff that you've heard about today from Hunter. And we're gonna be reaching out with a lot more grants to do the work that he's shown you up there on the screen tonight. We've got an MSCOT grant for DOT for McGowan Mill Road and Jackson Street that we worked with, All Day Howell has applied that for us. So we're hoping we'll get that, and then we can get a couple more streets paved. And Hunter Potts is reaching out for a historical construction grant for the log cabin. So we've got several things that are going on, reaching out in all different directions, trying to improve the town as much as we can with grant funds. So I just want to let you know that there's a lot of stuff that's going out, a lot pending, and as we hear back from them, I'll keep the council informed. I recently spoke again with DOT about Pope Street, and they assured me the contracts would be coming in May for us to sign, and then the money would be released in July. And once it's released, then the planning and the bidding process starts, and that's will take a little time. I don't know exact time of construction. That'll be to be determined, but we'll be on the process. Will be started. Also, I spoke with Donnie Branch, our commissioner, and he set aside money already to pay Gloucester Avenue from Highway 90 to Pope. While they're doing Pope, they want to do that connector there to Highway 90. So you've got 2 more streets that are going to be paved, and you've got applications in for 2 more streets. So we're hoping that we can get these accomplished. I think I mentioned this last time. I met with Kelsey Jackson from the Tourist Development Council, and I also spoke with the county administrator, Jim Dean, regarding the development of Lake Seminole Park. The county recognizes that is a gym down there that hasn't been utilized as it could and should be. A lot of it's because it was the Corps of Engineers for a long time, and we didn't have any say-so in it. Now we've got some leases on those things, and we can start doing some stuff that does take money. And they're wanting to work with us on some of the projects that we want to get done, maybe they don't cost as much as the other, and do some improvements down there. So I'll be meeting with them in the future to see exactly what we're talking about, see what the needs are, see what the community wants as far as, things that we can do down there. And hopefully we'll get some improvements down there from the county, as well as we're looking at grants in the future as well. I was at the League of Cities about a month ago, and I just wanted to let the council know that there is a bill coming through to increase what they call sovereign immunity, which will increase the town's liability limits to $350,000 per person for any kind of lawsuit or injury or damage, and $500,000 per incident. And so if the governor signs this bill, which it looks like, I understand he probably will, what that will mean is the town's liability insurance will go up. So it's not, it's a good thing, I guess, if you're hurt, but for the town, it's just gonna cost us more money for insurance. And, but that's something we gotta look at down the road. It's already high enough like it is. Want to let you know that the American Legion has contacted me, and they're having a ceremony on Memorial Day, the 25th of May, at 9 o'clock at the American Legion building on Legion Road. And they're gonna be laying the wreath and doing a little ceremony down there. And then at 10 o'clock, they're gonna do a Memorial Day parade like they do every year. And we'll be at the Adam Wilson Park for the lineup at 10 o'clock it starts. And I talked to Ms. Kagan, she said that, and she wanted to invite y'all to be there at the ceremony and to ride in the parade if you felt like you could. So that'll be on Memorial Day. So I've got the times and dates of everything there on that information, on that paper. The dump truck is being built. I spoke with the man today. The chassis and all that's been done. They're doing the bid of it. And I gave y'all a picture in your portfolios of it. Except it'll be like this, except the body will be black, and which I think will look a lot nicer. And it's scheduled to be here for mid-June, he said. So we should have it in about a month. So that's why it was important to go ahead and get this information on the loan, so we can have it ready, so that when they bring it, we can go ahead and pay for it. I will be attending a meeting of the Jackson County Chamber of Commerce. They're having a legislative meeting on the 21st in Marietta with Senator Trumbull and Representative Abbott. And I'm going to be there to find out what's going on in the world of the legislature in Tallahassee, and to let them know concerns that we have here in Sneads, and try to get any information I can on some of the appropriations that we've asked for, and for stuff that we can get done in the future. So I'll be attending that on the 21st, and hopefully get some good information back from them. And the last thing I have is we'll be working on the budget starting in the next month or so. So we've got a lot of important things we can talk about. In the meantime, everything is different than what it used to be. The process has changed. We have to do a regular budget for the town, and then we have to do a separate budget with a 10% reduction. And we have to show it on paper. It's got to be on the internet. We have to have a public hearing. It's got to be out there. I assume that the 10% reduction is based on the possibility of property taxes going away. That's the only thing I can think about. Because that's the theme right now in the legislature, and that's about what 10% will do, is take away the property taxes. So I think in case of a situation where they do that and do it quickly, they want the town to be prepared in case there is a loss of revenue. A lot of other information has to be put that's never been on before. We need to put it on the town's website. We have to put a list of all the town's employees. We have to put their positions and salaries, and put all that on the internet. So it's just a lot of stuff, and there's gonna be more, I assume. That's just the initial stuff that we found out at the League of Cities. And there's gonna be more that we're gonna have to do for the budget process. It's not as simple as it used to be. There's a lot more requirements. They're looking at the town's budgets a lot more closely because of all the things that are happening in the state. And it's coming down to us as well. So just want to let you know that, it's coming up soon. We want to be able to have it in June and July. We want to be able to make some decisions on the budget. That's all I got.
I got a question, Mr. Bell. Okay, on number 2, about Pope Street?
Yes.
So the funds will be released in July, but we're going to have to wait until the flooding problem.
No.
No?
That's two separate things.
It's a separate thing. I know that, but are we going to do that first, the work for the flooding?
I don't know what the timing is on that. I don't know when.
You're saying you don't want the road to get messed up, is what you're saying, right?
That's a valid point. I'll speak to G. Nobles about that.
Yeah, we sure don't want it to get messed up.
Have you hired a
Long time waiting.
Well, the engineer, yes, all they
Yeah,
have.
all they have, they've done this years ago for two previous applications. So they've already done a lot of the work already that was done.
We coordinate with them.
Okay, yeah.
We have the worst street.
Yeah, because we don't want to pave it and dig it back up.
No, we don't.
Yeah, so yeah, if you would do that when it comes to Pope Street. He's got the answer for everything.
Mr. Cox? Good?
I think that's all I have.
All right. Russell?
Yeah, we responded to 31 calls last month. A little over one a day, but anyway, we've also, we put in for a grant from State Farm, they got a grant out there, and we're looking to try to find a brush truck. We got a bid, we got another fire department that's got a skid unit to go in it. So all we need is a cab and chassis. So we can get some money to buy a cab and chassis to get us a much needed brush truck, because as you know, we take our rescue truck, we got the jaws of life, and we fight fires in the woods and everything else, and we're just trying to avoid from punching our tire that we don't know about, and we're going, driving down the interstate trying to get to a wreck and being one ourselves. But anyway, that's what we're doing right now, so hopefully we'll hear from them in the next week or two.
Appreciate what y'all do. 31, that's about a call a day, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then some, yeah.
Yes, sir.
We actually had 4 in one day, so we took a couple days off.
I was trying to work with Eric on a grant for some equipment that we're working on. I do that with them as well. And we were trying to apply for a grant, and I was typing it up, and he got called out twice while I was typing that up, and it took us I had to work till about 5 o'clock to get it done, because he had to run out, and he did it twice while I was typing up a one-page grant.
All right, Kate?
The contract with the deal about them writing tickets in front of Beecham's and all up there, it didn't go through. Has it been resolved, taken care of?
I resolved
They're
that.
gone.
I resolved
The,
it.
the cameras are gone.
Yeah.
I resolved that months ago.
Okay.
With no fee to the town.
Well, I just wanted to say that I appreciate everything everybody's done. I've been riding on some of the new roads that's been paved, and they are wonderful. And so we all need to be very appreciative of everybody's work.
Yeah.
And let's all pull together.
I wish we
and
could
so-
do more. I
Yeah.
really do.
That's all I got.
I
You
do
sure?
too, milling on 8159 Renegade.
No, we have the rec departments, and they are doing a good job. They're fixing to start all of their season-ending tournaments. All-Stars is fixing to start for them, starting in June. They got a girls' district in Franklin County, boys' district in Mariana, state tournament in Weewall, then another state tournament in Mariana. So they're very excited. All of them's putting a team in it.
Are
So-
they able to apply now and start maybe having tournaments here?
Yeah, when it comes around, they're all in a cycle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have them in a cycle.
Okay.
So when it comes around your turn, they should be getting close to the next one for the girls'
Okay. Good.
district tournament here,
Good.
which could be done. Bill has went out and found some signs that I've requested from him to go on some of the speed limit signs on Old Spanish Trail, River Road, coming in on Gloucester. It'll be put above a speed limit sign. It monitors your speed as you're driving. So it kind of maybe to give some people, hey, you need to slow down. It will dictate your speed to what you're traveling. You know what
The
the road,
flashing things?
they flash, it flashes it up at you.
Cool.
It's all,
We've got 6 of them coming, we've already ordered,
and
and we're gonna put them on River Road as you come in, Gloucester coming in, and then some on the Spanish Trail in some areas, and we'll figure out where to put them.
and if DOT will let us,
Yeah.
we're gonna try to put 2 on Highway 9, one on each end of town.
Good.
And they're all solar powered, so you don't have to worry about no electricity. They're all solar powered. So I thank Bill for going out and finding that to help us out with that. So that's it.
Mr. Bill?
Gary. That was Gary.
Yeah.
Gary?
Don't let Bill take credit, that was Gary.
Well, he's the one who called me, so I assume he's.
It was Gary.
It was Gary.
Tim?
Yeah, I just want to encourage everybody, if y'all have any contact with DOT, to just encourage them about this MSCOP grant for McCowan Mill and Jackson, because that's one that we truly need. I think we've had some water leaks on Jackson, and they've had to dig it up, so it's getting worse and worse.
They were trying to fix them
Well,
before all this gets
I
done.
got Polk Street done by going to see Senator Trump.
He did do that.
And, yeah, that wasn't Gary.
He did do that.
And I'm actually meeting with them on the 21st, so that's a good idea. We just gave me a good idea of something to speak with him about. Cause he did.
Write you a note.
Yeah, cause he called, I met with him that day. He called me that evening at home and told me that he thought we'd get good information. Within a few weeks, I got a call from DOT, it was done, and it was done. So I'll try to talk to them about those two roads as well.
Would that include upgrading the water main through there also, or the water services? We need to look at that before we put pavement down.
They went through and updated, all those leaks and the lines going to those lots there, the mobile homes and stuff, because they did have some leaks and stuff through there, so that's why they've been trying to do that. They knew we had applied for that grant and stuff, so they were trying to do that before anything happened that way.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I just wanna encourage parents, now that the school's getting ready to get out, to, keep your children occupied as much as you can and let them enjoy the new facilities at Dodson Park and of course at the dog park. But encourage them not to tear it up or, deface it or whatever. I know that I've had a gentleman tell me that he told me that the beauty shop there on the corner that got redone by the hurricane grants, it had been defaced. People writing on it. I mean, talk to your children and tell them not to ruin stuff. I don't understand the purpose of it, but anyway, I know we were all young once. I just never I never wanted to write on other people's things. But anyway, other people have other ideas. But please talk with your children and let's keep our town growing and keep it looking nice. And also keep them safe. I know that there's a lot of programs. The high school have some things I think going on. The breakfast and lunch thing that goes on every year, I think in the summer. What's it called? My mind's gone. Nobody knows what I'm talking about.
You got me on that one.
Gotcha, okay. Well, the schools will send out a letter though, I'm sure. It's where they'll feed the kids at breakfast and at lunch. So at least there'll be some meals there and maybe a snack too.
They'll post it on Parent Square.
Yeah, something, but I'm not crazy, am I? I'm right. Okay, okay. But I just remember that.
The new trips, things like that, they used to.
Yeah, yeah.
Blue
It
Springs.
should be, different locations, I think Sneads Elementary and the church right by in front, I guess that would be in front of the post office.
Okay, Mount Moriah.
So I think, yes, I think
Okay.
it's two locations that they do, the elementary school and the church.
Okay, good.
Unless it changes this year, but I know that's how it was last year.
Okay.
Two locations.
And so parents be looking for those letters and just know that there's things there for your children to get something to eat and just tell them to go to the playground and play, but just take care of them.
I think Mount Moriah has like a summer program too, like a summer camp.
A summer camp?
I think Mount Moriah does.
Well, good.
Good.
Maybe that's something in the future, the town, we might could, if we get enough employees, eventually have a summer camp of some sort. Secondly, I want to thank all of our town employees, including you guys, for all that you do. Our guys get out there, they're working, it's hot. Our water department, just as much. They're always looking for grants to try to make things better. But I do know that we need more maintenance guys. We cannot continue to work with 3 or 4, however many we've got. We've got to do something.
And we're fixed to get that other part of the next Seminole, probably the next 90 days.
Yeah.
And that's just gonna be a lot more.
Yeah, we're not, but we've got to figure out something.
We're 3 or 4 short right now.
So if you would, Bill, I know that you're already working on it, but
We're
just
down
know
to
that we're
14
aware.
employees total.
We have what?
We have 14 employees total.
For the whole team?
We used to have like 32.
And no equipment.
We're down to 14 total.
All right, well, we all need to be in prayer.
And one other thing, back to the parks, especially like Dotson Park, if we could keep animals out.
Oh, yes.
No pets, no dogs.
Yes, there was a
People
report of
are-
a pit bull being inside the gate.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just tell you, if Angie sees a pit bull in there, I don't know what I'm
Yeah,
gonna do.
if people could keep their animals out of the park.
Yeah, no animals are supposed to be inside those gates, because if a pit bull comes in there and a small child's in there, y'all know how quick a dog will react, not just a pit bull, any dog. But we don't want people stepping in things they shouldn't step in, and, it's.
Sure don't want to.
No, it's supposed to be a family place, and just please keep your animals at home.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me of that.
Yeah.
And there was a sign coming to be put
Yeah,
up, right?
they're there.
It's there, okay, good. Thank you for reminding me of that. Okay, that's
all?
That's it.
Darryl, do you have anything else? You give me an agenda card. You done took care of your business, or?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
good deal. Thank you. Anybody else in the audience got anything they want to bring to our attention before I entertain a motion to adjourn?
I'd like to, Dr. Paul L. Daniels Senior, lifelong citizen of this city. I'll be 77 years on October 1st. So I want to say I'm very encouraged by what I've observed here today. I really appreciate the people that are working together, speaking cordial to one another, listening, because that's very important. Even more important than talking. The scripture said, be swift to hear, slow to speak. So I want to say that you've done a great job. I would like to stay, well, we get ready to go, so I'll say, because I got to get down to that grocery store. Better hurry. I want to get there in time before the prices go up. I'm trying to be as patient as I can, but better be a store open somewhere. I left my wife home, and I don't like leaving her alone, and so I'm trying to be as patient as I could. And Mr. Bill, I want to give you that correct phone number.
Okay, come see me after we're done.
All right. So anyway,
I got two of them on you already.
Don't even mean to mind one single. But I want to encourage you and tell you how much you are appreciated. I love my city. I love my city. My city has a whole 2 traffic lights. I love you. And I want to continue to work together. I thank you for the feeling of inclusiveness, which I felt here today. The only one who made me want to leave my neighbor was Joe. But he's a fine fellow. Listen, keep it up. Keep it up. God bless America. God bless Sneads, Florida.
Amen.
A place I will forever be proud to call home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you, we
that was
need to
nice.
hear that.
Yeah.
Anybody else? If not, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Holmes.